Hey everybody, where'd you go? You guys gotta quit sneaking off like that. And then turned around, everybody was gone. I was standing here talking to myself. Neighbors gonna think I'm crazy. I think they already think that. But oh well, we don't want no hard proof. Guys be showing up in that dang with white uniforms and one of them padded trucks. Okay, I hit that with 220. I got her flat, man. This thing is flat. And this 400 is just really getting her kind of smooth. That's the real people. I know I told you 100 times, but I'm going to tell you 101. You gotta get it flat before you get it shiny. That is the ultimate rule when it comes to a finish on anything, car, airplane. You gotta get it flat. I'm gonna put a little elbow grease into it. Hey people, guess what? I heard from Monica from Camlex, and she is on my jet, man. She's gonna have me a brand new F4. It ain't gonna take near as long this time. They got all the stickers made. That's what took them so long. Now that they've done one, they can bust another one out, and China's back to work. No more Chinese New Year's. We got the claim going with DHL, and they was on it, man. And well, it says it's gonna go pretty fast. So, you know, used to getting upset about it, you know. That ain't gonna change a thing. Just make people not like you. You know, I can get all mad, but you know what? It ain't gonna do anybody any good. Sit there and scream and yell. I'm a real passive type person. You know, you really got to push my buttons. But don't think there ain't people out there that can do it. I can think of a couple of them right off the top of my head. That right, Messner. He probably watches every one of these videos too. This old guy, our local flying field. See, I like fast airplanes, you know. And I had this top, it was a top flight P-51. Had the ZDZ-80 in it. And man, that thing was fast. Been radared at 160 miles an hour. And oh yeah, it was fast. And I was having Zinger custom make me props, $50 a shot. And then there was 22 14s. And that ZDZ-80 was swinging them, man. Man, that airplane was fast. But anyway, oh, he hated that airplane. You know, and I flew it for 3 years. And you know, he hated that airplane because it was so loud and fast. You know, he was a cub flyer. He kept telling me, "You're gonna kill someone with that airplane. You're gonna kill someone." You know, and at the end of that 3-year period, I was actually trying to break the wing on that airplane. I would come out of a dive, full bore, 2 foot off the runway, and then go into a pylon turn just as hard as I could crank it. And that wing never broke. Never broke. I flew that airplane for 3 years and sold it on RC Universe, and it still looked almost brand new, and I got every penny I had in that airplane. And anyway, I don't care. Listen, just hated that airplane. And but you think you can make the rules, and you can't. You know, that airplane was just as safe as anything I've seen. You know, when guys want to go out there and play their racing, Yeah, it's me. That's the most dangerous RC thing there is that racing. I went to a couple of them and watched, and man, I watched them things from behind the tree. You know. But then he wanted to complain about my Mustang. Just jealous. He's just jealous. And anyway, that's my story on the old B-51. I sure like that thing. That was a top flight kid. Man, it was fast. And me and Dad actually souped that ZDZ-80 up. Because my buddy John had one that wouldn't swing that 2214. And he had to swing a 2412. And it was a lot slower of a plane. But what we did is it had kind of, we took the carburetor off, and it had kind of a long intake, man, and that thing was small, about the size of a dime. So Dad opened that thing up with the reamer to about the size of a nickel. You know, pretty much doubled the intake. And then we took the piston out, and we put it on a lathe, and we shaved just a frickle off. That's what they do to them racing engines. You shave just a frickle off that piston, just so there's no wear, you know, on your cylinder. You know, where it just fits just a little bit looser. And man, gain a bunch of RPM. You could also, you know, if you take that little choke lever off your airplane, off your gas engine, you'll gain 400 RPM just by taking that off. And we did that. It seemed like there was something else we did to that engine. Oh, but it was a beast after that. That thing was fast, ran awesome, never died on me once. Idled real low because we got a little bit of, you know, we took the drag off of it by shaving on that piston just a frickle. But we didn't take much off, man. I mean, we took just a little bit. Just about the smallest amount you can actually take off with a lathe. But man, you want to talk about a fast engine. I love them engines, them ZDZs. They got a rotary valve. They ain't got that dang reed valve. I hated them reed valve engines. You know, you'd get a couple months out of a reed and it'd just start running terrible, couldn't tune it, dying all the time. Well, time to change the reed. You can take a rotary valve engine and just run it, run it, run it, run it, and not have to do nothing. See, that rotary valve is like what ducted fans had on them. But we learned a lot racing. Oh yeah, I used to race them quarter scale USRAs. In fact, I built the Tsunami. I raced the Tsunami. There's the prop off of it, as a matter of fact. A 22 inches by 28 pitch. It had a 280cc Herb Branson on it. Twin cylinder. It's a gas engine, but we ripped the ignition off and put a glow plug in it and mixed my own fuel. I just mixed straight alcohol, which my cousin races sprint cars. You guys met Kurt. And straight alcohol and Klotz oil, 6%. And man, you want to talk about a beast. That thing was 240 mile an hour flat out. Straight level. Swinging this prop right here. This is one of them zinger props, and then you send it to Ed Rankin in Texas, and he shaves it and glasses it and balances it. It's that big old Herb Branson, swing that at 10,000 RPM. And took 2 men to hold it. Dad had to make me a starter out of a dang motorcycle gear reducted starter. Then we had to put it on 24 volts just to start it. I had that airplane done for a month and no way to start it. He first started out with a Chevrolet starter, but it was too heavy, and he found that motorcycle starter, and that worked perfect. But I'm gonna get this stuff sanded. I'll make another movie this afternoon. Same Bob time, same Bob station.